Tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio, dropping knowledge in the studio you already know.
Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. This is Prince Hakeem.
And this is your man, Ronnie Ron. I came, man. You blowing on my phone. I wanted to see what's happening, what's going on.
Man, I'm sorry I disturbed you at work. I just thought this episode was very needed. It was weighing on my heart today. That's why when I hit you up, I was like, me and Ron got to get back into the lab. We had just did a full shift yesterday.
Yeah.
You had just got off of work. Then you fucking with me. We done did like 3 episodes, but what I've been seeing on the news been kind of a little bit distasteful. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people might not like what I'm going to say. And I do want to say is I don't like the way the Haitians are being treated down the border.
Okay. But let's try to recap on what's the situation that's occurring on the border, because some people might not be familiar with what's going on when it comes to the Haitian border. So you probably have to give them some details about it.
Okay. So there's literally 30,000 migrants that's by Del Rio, Texas. They're under the bridge. Mm-hmm. There's a misconception that they think all of them are Haitian. They're not all Haitian. Let's just get that straight out the back. Mm-hmm. A lot of them are Venezuelans, Cubans, and people from other nations in South America. Mm-hmm. Now, another thing a lot of people have a misconception of this. A lot of those Haitians were already in Mexico. Some of them was already in Tijuana, Mexico. A majority of them came from Chile, and a few of them flew in to South America, went through Brazil, went through Panama to come to Mexico to seek asylum. Mm. Black people, I blame y'all for this. Mm-hmm. Y'all voted for Biden. You voted for Kamala Harris. Biden sold us a dream where he was telling illegal immigrants that they was going to get sanctuary.
Which is true. Let's keep it real. He did for certain immigrants.
For certain sets of immigrants.
Correct.
But
he didn't specify which sect.
He didn't specify that. And I want to thank you for correcting Mr. Mustang Ron. Mm-hmm. It hurts my heart to see people get lassoed, pulled back like animals, cursed at, and say, oh, this is how you treat your women. Now, mind you, I always say this, I love me a good racist white boy. Because I like a person to be real instead of fake. But it's kind of getting out of hand now. Now, another thing I want to tell is to my Haitian brothers and sisters. I know things are kind of rough, but America cannot be the only place you want to come here. You feel me? And I'm only speaking for my. You
agree?
You feel where I'm coming from, brother?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? Like the gates are closed. The time that people was coming in here illegally and was getting citizenship, that shit ended in 2000, right?
Yeah.
Like the year I got out of high school. So it's like I'm seeing this, and a lot of people are not talking about the migrants that died making the journey to Texas. Their bodies are flowing in the rivers of the Rio Grande. Babies, mothers, sons, uncles, bodies are just floating in the Rio Grande. And we need to come down to a perspective of what can we do to help or educate people about this situation. I'm asking for clarity. I want to ask the help of my black brothers down in Texas, Houston, Texas, the Nigerians that are in Texas. I never asked y'all for anything, but today we need some help. There's a lot of us who are making it through. They need to get to their families and stuff like that. We're going to get into the commentary. I know Black Americans and Haitians has a very tumultuous relationship. I know Black Americans in general has a very unique relationships with Black immigrants, but we look like y'all and we are your brothers. And I want you to look at the pictures online or in this video and see how we're being treated like second-class citizens. Okay, I got that out.
Facts.
Now, Ron, I just don't want to take the podium. How do you feel about that?
First thing that me, I try not to react on my feelings on there. The first thing when you see the images, it kind of upsets you because you're like, especially for me, when it comes to always the image of a black and white, they always put the white man on the horse. They always known for them to be on the horse, which signifies authority, and the black man is getting whipped.
Yeah.
meaning that we, like you said, second class citizen, less
slaves,
nothing more, nothing
Mhm.
less. So for me to not jump from the gun, I said, you know what? Let me do some research before we got on today on this podcast. I said, let me do some research. Let me look at the images. Let me read upon it. Now, when it comes to Haitian immigrants, we always remember the whole thing about the whole image of the United States is supposed to be about equal rights.
Yes.
What is fair and what is right. The problem is with that is like it's only a certain sect of immigrants are getting treated fairly while the other ones getting treated like crap. Prime example, the Afghanistan refugees. They getting housing for Airbnb, the situation that occurred and all over the world. And mind you, they're not black.
No, they're not.
Black. When it comes to blacks, it seems like, oh, no worry, they can fend for themselves. We don't have to do anything. We don't need to look out for them. They pretty much leave them there to rot. So, it kind of gets you upset because it's like, wait a minute, these are the same Haitian people, even though they're immigrants, but the Haitian people in the United States voted in Biden and Kamala Harris.
Facts.
And fact. But for them to leave them like dogs and animals out there over in the bridge and the Texas border, it makes me like, damn, even when they vote you in, even though they try to do the right thing, you still treat them like this. It's hardening, but I do appreciate some of the people that actually went out there, like Texans,
yes,
and even Mexico was getting Haitian people food.
He was. We love you
and stuff like that. They was looking out. So I'm not gonna be like all people are bad.
No.
To see your government to give out to see what's the situation that occurred in Haiti, because you even stated earlier how the president is not there. They have no president. Situation in Haiti is looking too good.
The earthquake. Yep. Mm-hmm.
People are looking for a way out. When you see people that are trying to look for a way out, our job at United States, even our United States citizen, is to help people out who are in need, because they look at us as the image of God, but yet we keep doing the devil's work.
Oh my God, preach, God. Devil's work is not the only. How many countries have we been and fucked shit up and came back like nothing ever happened?
Facts.
No matter where they go, they land, they take all the resources and then bring it back to America and then tell us to go back where we come from. How? There's nothing.
See that all the time. But then when the Cubans, no offense, I love the Cubans, but then you got the Cubans, you got the Mexicans, like I said, you got the Pakistanis, you got all these different races. They like get treated like human beings.
Basically. But
any form of blacks, African, Haitian, any form of black, we gotta send you back.
Ghanaians,
the situation are in partners.
Basically, Nigerians. All of them are getting treated the same way. But right now we're talking Haitian business.
Yeah, correct.
Haitian business. And people, whoever's sitting in your living room, I want you to look at these pictures. Please just look at them. Don't turn your head away. If you do, it's going to be burnt into your image.
Mm.
What's going on is a travesty. And 50% we have to take accountability for this. If Trump was in office, this stuff wouldn't have got this bad.
Facts.
At least with Trump, everybody was getting deported.
Facts.
Everybody was getting deported. He was not playing no game.
Fair, equal round. Correct. But with the Biden administration, they picking and choosing who we taking, who goes.
Yeah. Like you act like this man don't like us. He never liked us. That's why I say, don't say hello to me in front and talk bad behind my back. So this is why I'm asking people around the world. For y'all, a lot of y'all who don't know, me and my brother here, we are Haitians. We are Haitians. We're first generation Haitian American. We've been here for over 30 and 40 years. Our parents had similar, not maybe similar, you know what I mean? Our parents came here legally, and blessed through the Clinton administration, we was able to get citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
But what's going on now leaves a foul taste in my mouth, where it seems like there's favoritism on what poor people you can let in now. And I want to mention something that Minister Farrakhan said. When people start questioning where they come from, a lot of you white folks, we don't know where would y'all go if we tell y'all to go back. So where would you go? You feel me? The planet Earth, which lands is all over the place, we need to start to rethink. It doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to the governments. It belongs to God. None of you goofies have any right to tell anybody to go back where they came from. And to see millions of people and to pick and choose the poverty and the poor, who you want to let in and not let in, especially Black immigrants, and hearing the people speak the language that I speak, walking through waters, seeing fathers holding their sons and daughters, almost slipping away in the river. I know I couldn't have made that journey. I don't even think I could do what they do. So they're strong in that point. What are we going to do to change the narrative of what's going on?
We have to we as people, we have to like I always tell my my mentor, me and him, we always have a discussion. I always tell him that, especially Black people, we have to understand the whole meaning of voting, how to vote correctly. And not only that, we need to get to a point that we need to create our own political party. You know, a lot of people like Dr. Clark Anderson speak on that. You know, Boris Watson's, a lot of people, a lot of Black leaders always speak on like Black people need to have their own political party. Because when we have our own political party, now we can pick and choose which works for us and which don't.
Facts.
I think that's the whole point of the civil rights movement. A lot of people don't understand. The whole point of the civil rights movement was Black people wanted to have the ability to be able to pick their own party and to pick and choose what they want and what could work better for our kids. Now, this situation that's happening with the Haitians is a prime example of when we vote wrong.
100%.
And
because Sloppy Joe,
it's eye-opening for me. I think it's eye-opening for you too, as I can, because you know this really touched home, especially what just occurred months ago when the earthquake happened.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It's like, come on now.
Everybody trying to find a way out, man, and I can only imagine if I was in that situation. That could have been any one of us.
Same thing. I think we all would do the same thing because remember, everybody look at America as the promised land.
Yeah,
because there's opportunity here.
Yeah.
Like I tell people that all the time. Like I don't want to see my place. I don't want to see me going nowhere else because it's like other places have rules and regulations.
Me either.
It's like you can speak your mind. That's why I say the Haitian people see it as a way of resources because Haiti don't have resources right now, and we spoke about that prior.
Yeah, we did speak about that. But not only that,
so for him to come here to look for shelter.
Not only that, though, due to imperialism. And due to the American dealings, and due to the Clintons who owned some of Haiti, and due to the bourgeoisies who's making it hard for a lot of average, everyday citizens to survive. And you wonder why people want to leave their country. You know what I mean?
Facts.
One thing I want to talk about. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I want to say this situation here is very touching.
It is very touching. One thing I want to talk about is, you want to know another reason why we don't see a lot of Black Americans or a lot of other Black groups talking or voicing their opinion. And before I get to that, I want to give a shout out to Future and his mother for using their platform to help us in building a donation. DC Youngfly, Chris Brown even tweeted what's going on. Jack Boy, most of the Haitian artists, they tweeted. We can tweet, we can post on Instagram, and I appreciate that. But the only person who actually putting up dollars is Future.
Yeah.
So
Future, remember he even said it in the song. He respect the Haitian, even when he did some of his music video. He did it in Little Haiti in Miami.
We love
so
Future.
He heavily respect the Haitian.
Yeah. Now, what I want to talk about is there's been a damaging relationships between Haitians and the Black Americans and other cultures. Yeah. And there's been a damaging relationship between all cultures that are Black.
Yeah.
If we come together as brothers and fix the issues that we got, you tell me, why shouldn't there be 1,000 Black Americans, 1,000 Nigerian Americans, 1,000 Chicagoans, 1,000 people from Georgia packing up their thing, coming out there to help our Haitian brothers and sisters? Because we got beef with each other. And our Jamaican brothers and sisters, who we always been family. We need y'all more than ever. We are one family. Let's not forget that. The same place you come from, we come from. Not the current place, the place before the current place. I don't care if you're from Jamaica. I don't care if you're from Oklahoma. If you're Black, you're my brother. If you're half Black, you're still my brother. We need to repair our relationships, come together as one group, one family. If we was one group, one family, do you think we would allow the publications to make us look like animals, Ron?
Nope.
The way the guy in the horse leaned over and grabbed him, I tried to compare an old picture of a slave picture. It looks identical.
Same identical. That was saying it was saying like history repeating itself. And and not only that, but I'm also sick at people too, because people always say Haitian lives matter and Black lives matter. At the end of the day, it's just a slogan, and people don't really care because they really don't even care about their own self.
No.
They hate themselves in the mirror. So it's like for Black lives to matter and for Haitian lives to matter, we gotta start looking at ourselves. We gotta start really loving and caring about ourselves.
No, definitely.
We hate ourselves.
No, we do hate ourselves.
There's some. I even saw you clip. There's other people that are Black and they all happen what's going on at the border, and they're Black. So we hate ourselves.
Hate ourselves 100% until it starts to happen to you or your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're like, oh, we want people that, but that's the thing. That's why it's always occurred. See, the problem is they say, oh, they just immigrants. Who cares? That's the thing. Most of them, especially, I'm talking about the Black people now. They say,
no, you're right.
Who cares? Who cares?
Because the sad thing about it is, some white boys will go out there quick to pass out food and help Black people out there.
That's what I was saying. Most of the people that was helping them out, giving them food and stuff, was white.
Was white and the Mexicans. We got to put some respect on the Mexicans.
Exactly. But our own people who put slogan Haitian lives matter, they're not even there at the border. They're not looking at the president.
No, they're not. I think I seen one Haitian family from Fort Worth, Texas. I think the Haitian Bible Church from Fort Worth, Texas. We're going to put some respect on their name. They was out there. They drove all night to come to Del Rio, Texas, to help out the Haitians they didn't know the meaning of family. And this is what I mean. I'm just saying, like, people, if I had the money, Ron.
Yeah, I'll be out there. Of course,
we would be out there. We would be out there if we had the money. If we had the money, we would take the money, go out there, get people bus tickets, phones to try to get them to locations, to try to help navigate, because they're Haitians no matter what, and they're Black. We would do the same thing for a Nigerian, a Ghanaian, or somebody from Ghana, or somebody from Guyana, or anybody who of African descent. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? I wanted to do this episode because I want you to see what they're doing to us. And any one of y'all can help, even if it's $5, $2, to try to help facilitate or help the people at the border and this and that. And I hope and wish in my power God can give me an opportunity to help them. And I would love to help them and help any immigrant of African descent, not discounting other immigrants, because other immigrants have their own people to help them. You feel me? Am I wrong, Ron?
Facts.
You know what I mean? The Spanish are helping the Spanish immigrants. The Afghan got the Arabs. We need to help the Black immigrants. Anybody who's Black and who's trying to make a better life, we need to find alternatives to try to help you out. And for people to understand that not everybody can be able to get in the U.S. This is a lot of times I want to speak to the Haitians too. Don't risk your lives to die in murky waters where nobody could ever get you. You feel me?
And I hope this situation here, the guy with the whip and whoever mistreat any human being, whether Black or white, need to be held accountable with the full extension of the law.
Basically.
But I'm telling you, this situation here is putting Black people in the edge, like they really want to rage a war.
They would, which is wrong.
It's pushing them to the edge.
We don't need a war. You want to know something? And we shouldn't depend on white folks to help those Haitians at the border. It's enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Listen, it's enough of us. It's enough Haitians with money where we can pay to get a lot of these people inside.
Facts.
We can pay to hit up the justice to get some people inside. Some of these people are getting through, but they're sitting around in Texas with nowhere to go. If we could pay for a hotel to try to get their family members and this and that, we don't need to seek their help. Now, mind you, I'm not saying people cannot help. You feel me? And I'm talking about my brothers from all over the world, the Ganges River, Africa. Now, in all these places. If you want to help, seek the proper charitable information, and they can help. Now, one thing I do want to point out, just one more thing. I know a lot of people are stating why other countries won't take them. Other countries don't have nothing for us to do anything. If you're not a country with jobs, you can't expect to send a bunch of Haitians to Africa where they're not going to be able to do nothing. Am I wrong?
Facts.
You know what I mean? Most countries are not developed. These people want jobs. They want to be able to bring their kids in, to put their kids to school. And a lot of people fail to understand, eventually, a lot of these people come back home after they make something of it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Haitians who make money will eventually migrate back home. Am I wrong?
Facts. You're speaking facts.
You know what I mean? I've known plenty of friends of mine over the years who made money and went back home to take care of their family or build a business. Because home is where you're from, where you're born is where your heart at. And that's really what it is. And I just wanted to highlight these things because I think we need to see the images, the way people are being treated. And mind you, if you want to help me and Ron go out to Texas to help us, hit us up on the Cash App. Hit us up on the PayPal. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Well, if you can help us, we'll take a weekend out on his day off, my day off. We'll fly down there, Hell Del Rio, Texas, put in some work those 2 days for you. You know what I'm saying? Because Chaos Culture Radio is for the people.
Always.
Always. I don't know if you had any last words about this.
No, you say at the end very, very beautifully, man. That's what it's got to be. We got to help. We got to start helping. We got to start helping. We got to start helping.
We got to start helping people.
And we got to start educating. We got to start educating. Thank you. The whole point of voting, and now that educating on understand who we are as people. When you see the images show you that if one race see you as a dog, then you might see yourself as a dog.
Facts.
You know.
Facts. That's why you just said some real stuff there.
It's real talk. That way, if people understand it now, you know, now we got a younger generation that's before us. They looking at these images, they're like, "Am I really that?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What about the young Haitians who was born and raised here? Those are your peoples drowning in the rivers of the Rio Grande.
Yeah.
When them people got on television and start spoken, I understand every word because they're my people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about becoming an immigrant. America's a country of immigrants. Even you white folks who are here, a lot of y'all ain't from here. The only person who have a right to speak up and tell us to go back where we come from is the American Indians, and they done practically almost done died off.
Mm-hmm.
So let's help one another. And white folks, I didn't mean to say this is disrespectful. I'm just saying this as context. We all are immigrants here in this country. Please, let's just help. Let's stand up and not allow these people to do this. We don't need the government help to help our brothers and sisters at that border. A lot of y'all think y'all might not help, especially a lot of y'all in Texas. You can get in your car, drive down 30 minutes and pass out a bottle of water or a plate of food or a jacket or some sneakers. Or as simple as dialing a number, telling which family members at the border, hey, Moshe, Muela, Texas, la, edem. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them people don't have phones. They don't have cell phones. They're babies. They need diapers. They need this. Forget what the CPD is asking for. As long as you ain't breaking no rules, you can sling a couple Pampers over the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stick together, brothers. That's all I got to say on that.
And you already know. That being said, KR Culture Radio,
we out.
We out.
Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.